Hey guys, Ronnie here, and it is podcast day. I'm running out of time. The schools are letting the kids out because of heat, so I'm losing 3 hours today, and the little guy will be home in exactly half hour, and the little bean just went down for a nap. So I have literally a half hour here to squish this in. The joys of working mom, I guess. I'm very lucky. I mean, I get to do this from my kitchen, so this is really great. So I'm going to hop right into the questions this week. I'm sorry, bear with me, I'm not organized. All right, the first question is from Kayla, and Kayla says, "Hi, Ronnie." This is just from a couple days ago. "Hi, Ronnie, you have motivated me. I am 20 years old, 5'5", and weigh 153 pounds. While it's not awful, I have recently began trying to conquer my binge eating. I am starting Weight Watchers tomorrow, and am more excited than ever. I have tried the old plan before last summer and was just wondering, which one do you personally like better and find to be more effective, the Points Plus or the original Weight Watchers?" All right, Kayla, this is, I like this question because I really was or am a huge fan of the old Weight Watchers plan. I mean, really, how could I not be? It helped me lose 70 pounds, so it's hard for me to knock it in any way, shape, or form because I was one of the success stories on that plan. As for the new plan, I mean, I gave it a shot as a lifetime member, and I'm trying to lose the last few pounds after this baby. I thought, why not give the new Weight Watchers plan a go? And I found it to be, I mean, frankly, honestly, a little bit cumbersome and not as easy to follow as the old plan. Again, this is my own opinion. I have a few posts up on Ronnie's Way where I talked about my initial reaction and then my decision to actually abandon the new Weight Watchers program. Just because after being, I mean, I'm maintaining now for 5 years. And I followed the old plan for a solid 2 years where, I followed it for like a year where I reached goal and then I continued to count points after that. And I feel like I've learned a lot from the old Weight Watchers plan, and now I just tackle my own eating demons by myself. I don't really need points. I understand what a portion is now. I understand just how to balance, if I want ice cream, I eat less at dinner. And the old Weight Watchers points helped me learn all of that. And now I feel like I don't need points anymore. But this really isn't about me. I can't really evaluate the new plan because I only really was on it for 2 weeks. And I did lose during that time, but I wasn't really following it the way a person who was fresh to Weight Watchers would follow it. I was kind of more looking at everything in comparison. I know they tell you not to do that, but it's really hard not to compare when you are so familiar with the older plan. So, I mean, in my opinion, I thought the old Weight Watchers plan nailed it. I thought it was a great combination of kind of giving you an easy way to account for your calorie intake through the day. And I really do think it comes down to calories at the end of the day. I have no doubt that what you eat makes a huge difference. But push comes to shove, if you eat too many calories that are protein or too many calories that are carbs, either way, you're going to gain weight. I mean, again, my opinion, I say this every podcast, I'm not a dietitian. So it's hard for me to think one is more effective than the other. I know people who absolutely love the new plan, that it was what they needed, they've been following it, there's a lot of success, and I hear a lot of people leave comments and reach out to me saying they hate the new plan, they want to go back to the old plan. So it really comes down to what works for you. And it's kind of weird because I always said that I think you need to find a plan that matches your learning style. The old Weight Watchers plan matched my learning style. I didn't need extra rules to incorporate more vegetables or fruits or those kinds of things. What I needed was somebody to give me some kind of tool set that would help me see that I was consuming way too much food at individual meals. And it helped me kind of spread out my eating a little bit, become a little bit more like a grazer, and kind of balance my diet. And the old Weight Watchers plan helped me do that. I think other people need help in different ways. Other people need to up their, fruits and vegetable intake, and that's something that the new plan really helps you do. Everyone needs something different. So I say to everyone, try the new plan. I don't see why it wouldn't work for you. I think the only thing I'm a little upset about Weight Watchers is that they totally abandon any kind of support for the old plan. So it's hard for me to tell people, well, you can always just count old points, but if you weren't familiar with the old Weight Watchers plan, you're kind of out of luck. So I don't know. When it comes down to Weight Watchers, I'm a huge fan of the original points, and I always will be, because that's what plan I saw my success on, and I don't see how I could knock that plan in any way, shape, or form. And I thought they were really going in the right direction with the old plan when they introduced momentum and kind of tried to nudge you to eat healthier without changing the whole point structure. To be honest, I was really perturbed that they changed the whole point structure. I don't want to get into it. I hope that gives you a little bit of insight, Kayla. Again, I'm a fan of the old plan. The new plan, I don't know too much about it because I kind of gave up on it in about 2 weeks, to be honest. Be honest there. Okay, I'm going to move on because I feel like I'm putting my foot in my mouth for some reason. All right, next question is from Polly. Polly says, hi, first I want to say that you look amazing. Well, thank you, Polly. I would like to know what kind of exercises you did each day and how long you do them for. What kinds of foods did you stop eating and what did you replace them with? Any kinds of suggestions you can recommend to me will be very much appreciated. I'm 32 years old and have about 100 to 110 pounds that I would like to lose. I have tried all kinds of different diets and pills, and I can't seem to take the weight off. Thank you for your time and for reading my question. Many thanks, Polly. All right, Polly. You asked 2 specific questions. One is what kind of exercises did I do and how long do I do them? How long did I do them for? When I was originally losing weight, and I'll say this over and over again, I did not subscribe to a very specific or rigorous exercise plan. I was not an exerciser. I didn't like it. I didn't like the gym. I didn't want anything to do with it. It just wasn't who I was at that time. But I stayed super active. I walked a lot. I tried to take at least a 10-minute walk after dinner with the husband and pushing the baby around the community. I sought out ways to move more. I took the stairs. I mean, all these are old hat, right? I took the stairs. I parked far away. I shut off the TV. I just became more active. So it's hard for me. I can't really tell you what exactly I did. I played more active video games. As cheesy as that sounds, Now they have the Xbox Connect. I played things like that. I just decided that I wasn't going to sit on the couch and watch TV all day. And you would be surprised how many calories you burn doing everyday activities. I really, 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 really do not think that you need to adopt some crazy exercise habit to lose weight. I think you just have to be really conscious and simply become more active, whether that means, again, taking walks, starting a garden, cleaning your own house. I used to wear one of those, I don't remember, they have the Body Bug and a couple other things that tell you how many calories you're burning. And I was reviewing some. I reviewed the Philips Direct. And I was surprised how many more calories now sitting at a desk job, I'm sitting here and I'm just working, I would burn minimal calories. Actually, I think they say sitting you burn less calories than actually laying down or something. There was some weird, I'll have to look that up. There was some really weird thing I just saw the other day. But just by getting up and walking around your own house, straightening up, you burn 3 times the amount of calories just because you're moving. I would turn the radio on or the iPod. I cannot say iPod anymore. iPod, and just dance around with my infant. Just adopting a more conscious, active lifestyle. It made a huge, huge difference for me. Because literally before that, I would wake up, eat breakfast, probably 3 times the amount of cereal I should be eating, sit in a car in rush hour traffic, get to an office, sit in the office all day, go out to lunch, eat some kind of crazy big lunch like a bacon double cheeseburger with fries and whatever, sit more in the office, sit in traffic on the way home, come home, eat dinner, and then sit all night and watch TV. That was my life. Like, really, there was no, that was really what I did Monday through Friday for like the whole, forever. That was just what I did after I got a job. I just really wasn't active. So, I mean, now, of course, I'm running. I try to run. I'm trying to build up my running back to like at least 3 days a week. But honestly, I think since having the baby, I've ran maybe 5 times in the last 2.5 months. And I went to 1 boot camp, so I'm not really working out very much right now. I'm trying to get that habit back. But it's something that I want to do now, not something that I think I have to do. And that's a huge difference. I enjoy it. So I would say probably find activities that you like to do. So in addition to just being consciously more active, again, taking the stairs, parking far away, shutting off the TV and doing something outside, go for a walk, go roller skating, go bowling. I mean, these things you don't realize that you're moving constantly when you're doing these kinds of activities. But then you can also kind of seek out a class that seems interesting to you. Maybe try step, try dance. A couple years ago, the husband and I took a ballet dancing class. Oh my God, it was so fun. It was fun. And what would I have done for that hour before? I would have sat around and we would have watched Dancing with the Stars instead of dancing myself, right? So just try to find ways that you could be more active. And I think when you do it, when you approach it that way, you may be surprised how it becomes habit, and then you seek out more and more active things that you can do. Do you know what I mean? All right, so Polly, you've also asked what kind of foods did you stop eating and what did you replace them with? Food really for me is what I needed to tackle for losing weight. And I did cut out certain foods. Not totally, but I definitely reduced them a lot. I try to really limit the whites. That's what I call them, the whites. White flour, white sugar, white potatoes, although I do eat more and more baked potatoes now than I ever have since I started losing weight. White bread. I just don't, I rarely eat bread anymore. It's not like I used to. I mean, it was nothing for me to have sandwiches all the time on regular bread. Now I use like low carb or high fiber wraps instead of bread. I use whole wheat English muffins instead of bread. I know there's still bread products, but for me, there's something about bread that it just triggers something in me that makes me want and crave more things. So I really try to limit bread. I don't buy white sugar or white flour. I only buy whole wheat flour anymore. So anything that I have that's more like a dessert or a carby kind of food, I always make with whole grains, whole flour. I eat a lot more oatmeal than I ever have. But other than that, I mean, basic rules, I didn't really cut anything out totally. I just really try to reduce processed foods altogether. When I first started, I ate a lot of like lean cuisines and smart ones, and they were easy to bring to work. And then I slowly weaned myself off of them by cooking more and having leftovers. I don't think there's anything wrong with them. You know, it's better than hitting it like a vending machine and going to town on a bag of Doritos or something like that. So I try to make as many of my own meals as possible. And I like replaced white potatoes with sweet potatoes, or I replaced white potatoes with butternut squash. I still eat whole wheat pasta, but so I replaced regular pasta with whole wheat pasta. And then sometimes I'll replace whole wheat pasta with spaghetti squash. Not all the time, but just sometimes. And I think, you know, varying your diet like that and trying to find substitutes for things that, you know, I grew up on spaghetti and meatballs. I swear we must have eaten that at least 2 or 3 times a week when I was a kid. So if I can vary that a little bit, and then instead of having just regular old spaghetti and meatballs, I have, you know, one night a week I'll have whole wheat spaghetti and meatballs, and the other night a week I'll have spaghetti squash and meatballs. That makes a big difference, you know, in the amount of calories that I'm consuming overall. So those are the little things that I do. I'm looking at your question to see, you know, you have a lot of weight to lose. 100 pounds is a lot of weight to lose. And I would say, you know, you said that you tried all different kinds of diets and pills. Stay away from the pills. They're not really going to help you. You're not in this for a short-term solution. You don't want to just lose 100 pounds and return to whatever it is that your lifestyle is now that's supporting the 100 pounds. I say instead maybe change your goals. Don't think about it as losing 100 pounds. Think about it as starting to adopt healthier habits and a healthier lifestyle. And then the weight should slowly start to come off. So, if you go for a walk after dinner, replace some of your, your snacks with fruit, cut out the soda, or, whatever. Try to find whatever it is. I don't know much about you, so I don't know what your habits are, but try to replace some of the habits that may be causing you to retain the weight and to increase your weight. Try to slowly start replacing them with healthier habits. And don't focus so much on the number. Because I always say, if I set out to lose 70 pounds, if that was my goal, it was my goal, but I didn't focus on that as my goal. I focused on, in the beginning for me, it was food journaling. I was like, I am going to food journal. I am going to face everything that I eat. Because I had a bad habit of kind of ignoring the fact that I just ate an entire bag of Doritos all by myself while watching a movie. Whoops. I do that all the time, right? I did that all the time. And then I would just kind of forget about it. Like, oh no, I'm still hungry. I didn't eat that whole bag of 12 servings all by myself. And so my first big step was to journal and to really face what it is that I was eating, and to be accountable to that. So that might be a really good first step. And then I slowly started to change my diet as well. Making those replacements, trying new foods, upping my vegetable intake. Learning that I can bulk up recipes. Like, my favorite is chili. I love a bowl of chili. I just love a bowl of chili. So I learned how to make chili with 80% vegetables. So it was so much lighter. And then I could have 2 or 3 bowls of chili and not feel like I just consumed enough ground beef, for 3 adult males or something. So the little baby steps like that will make a huge, huge difference. So good luck, Polly. I hope I answered all your questions. I'll follow up with you in email. You wrote this really recently. No, January. Okay, I'm not that far behind. January. All right, I'm going to move on to the next question from Becky. All right, Becky says, this may be weird or too much information, but what does a person do if they can't afford a tummy tuck, but you have extra skin, and when running, I can feel it and hear it flapping, and it's really distracting and embarrassing. Also, with breasts and trying to find a really good sports bra for support. Any undergarments that are good. Okay, Becky, I would totally wear a compression garment. And they sell them, you can even get them at Walmart and Target in the lingerie-ish bra department, whatever that's called. And you can get some really comfortable ones that aren't restrictive, but are more like a I don't know if this is a name brand or not, but I'm going to use this term, a body glove. Do you know what I mean? So I have one of these. I should have it down here, but I have one of these where you can slide it on over, and sometimes people wear them underneath dresses, strapless dresses when they don't want to wear a bra. Do you know what I mean? But you can wear it and wear it only in your midsection. So it'll kind of just keep your skin in place in your tummy area and your back area and that kind of thing. Now, as for sports bras, and again, it's dirty, so I didn't want to show you. But I'm actually, for the first time, I got a review, what's the word I'm looking for? Product. Enel. If you guys have ever heard of Enel, Enell, I believe. I got a sample bra. That's the word I'm looking for. That I can try, and I'm actually going to be getting ready to write a review of it. Honestly, it is awesome. It's this big sports bra with nice thick straps so they don't dig into you. And it has right down the center, it's a front clipper, right? And it looks huge. You're definitely not going to be prancing around this as some kind of nice sexy piece of lingerie. But as in the department of support, it's tops. I have been wearing this, and actually somebody commented recently because I took a picture before the 5K I ran on Sunday. I took a picture of myself in the mirror. And somebody actually pointed out in the comments that they inquired what bra I was wearing because it was very flattering. Because it is very flattering. They kind of keep the girls in place. And let me tell you, once you get this bra on, nothing moves. And I'm not even that well endowed as much as some other women that I know. And for me, nursing right now and being a little bit bigger than I have been used to over the last couple of years, this bra is a lifesaver. So I will link to them underneath the video, and I don't have the post up yet. So I should be writing a review post on them soon. But again, just this is a suggestion. And another blogger is the one who turned me on to them. Skinny Emmy, I think. She was the one who brought a sample for me to try at FitBlogging this year. And I did fall in love. I'm kind of mad that I only have one because it gets all sweaty and then I have to wash it. And I don't have another one while that one's in the wash. So I've worn it dirty because I just wanted to wear it again because it's so comfortable. So I'm really, really impressed by their product. They're a bitch to get on, but once you have it on, nothing moves. And it's really, really, really super comfortable. All right, so I hope that helps, Becky. I will link to that brand. And I know they make other products. I'm not sure if they make any other kind of supportive areas for excess skin, but in the bra department, they have some nice products. Okay, I am going to move on. I'm looking at the clock. All right, I'm running out of time. Next question is from Patty. And Patty says, I recently turned 40, weigh more than I ever have. I'm 160 pounds, and I'm desperately trying to get back to 115. My problem is that I am an extremely picky eater. I don't like vegetables. Well, not many. Don't like yogurt, and I don't like nuts. I have recently quit soft drinks. I eat Special K, bananas, lean cuisines, oranges, and water. How can I develop healthy eating habits with such limited choices? P.S. I have tried so hard to like those things, but I can't help. Okay, Patty, the vegetable hater. I've had a similar question to this a couple years ago, I think. And my response really is there is no way you don't like all vegetables. I'm sorry. This is not possible. I mean, I'm sure there are vegetables you don't like. Like, lots of people don't like, broccoli. Or I've met a lot of people who aren't carrot fans recently, which I think is odd because carrots are such a mainstay. But there has to be vegetables out there that you like, and I would say I don't want to insult you in any way or give you advice, but you have to start to adapt your palate to things that are healthier than you. Like, I wrote this post, somebody asked me about how I get my son to eat a variety of foods. And since he was a young boy, he's only 5, but since he was even younger than that, I've always expressed to him that you eat things, there's a few reasons why we eat stuff, right? We eat stuff because it tastes good, like for some of us, chocolate tastes good, Doritos taste good, pizza tastes good, so you want it, it's enjoyable, there's some pleasure you get out of eating it, right? But we also eat things, or we should, because they're good for us. And I think sometimes we give our kids and vegetable eating adults a free pass. And we never ever teach them that, sometimes you eat something because it's good for you. You might not like it. You might not like it as much as you like pizza or chips or chocolate. But this is something that you need to consume to be a healthy, balanced human being, right? So I think sometimes we have to get over the fact that Brussels sprouts are not going to taste like potato chips. They're just not, right? So if potato chips are your guilty pleasure and you really enjoyed them, you have to also try a Brussels sprout every now and then, right? The other reason why I think the other reason why I listed why we eat is sometimes you eat out of politeness because somebody else cooked for you, and that was very nice of them. Of course, now, again, this is me talking to my 5-year-old, and that you should appreciate that, and you respect and honor that by eating the meal that they prepared for you. Those are the 3 reasons I tell my son why we eat. We eat because it tastes good, we eat because it's good for us, and we eat things because we respect the person who cooked them for us, right? So seriously, Patty, not focusing on the 5-year-old advice, I would say break out of your comfort zone. Find vegetables that you have not tried yet. You could not have possibly tried every vegetable and have decided that you hated them all. Also vary the way that you eat them or make them. Okay, so I think a lot of us grew up on really mushy canned vegetables. Like for all you use the husbands, for example. When I met the husband, he ate 2 vegetables, broccoli and carrot or corn. That was it. I always thought it was odd that broccoli was one of the vegetables that he ate. That seemed really odd to me. But broccoli and corn. And when we first got married, every time I would make dinner, I'd always make a side dish of broccoli or corn. And after a while, I was like, okay, I am sick of broccoli and corn. So I started to expand a little bit, and I introduced asparagus. And at first, he was like, not having it. I don't like asparagus. It's not broccoli or corn. I'm not eating it. Now, he enjoys asparagus. Same with Brussels sprouts. Same with beets. These are things that he just assumed he didn't like. You know, based on his upbringing, they weren't things that they ate a lot. My favorite is the peas, too. He hated peas. He hates peas. I don't eat peas. But he only ever had canned peas. And if you ever tried canned peas, I wouldn't like them either. I mean, actually, I kind of do like them. But if that's what I grew up on, I never had a fresh pea or a frozen pea that's just slightly warmed in the microwave. It's a completely different vegetable than a canned pea. So vary the way in which you prepare the vegetables. And maybe just make a goal or a commitment to try one new thing a week. And this is why I started, on Green Light Bites, I started what I called produce picks. And it's been a while since we've done one, but my goal was to take my 5-year-old into the produce department and pick something that we've never eaten before and just try it and see how we like it. Do a little bit of research. What are ways you can prepare it? But break out of that comfort zone. So I'm trying to see what else you said. So you don't like nuts or yogurt either? I mean, I don't think they aren't. Lots of people don't eat nuts. And you don't have to be a big yogurt person. But I would really, really focus on trying to adapt a new fruit and a new vegetable every week and just seeing how you can prepare it where you would like it. And you might be surprised. Your tastes may change. Like, I hated mushrooms my entire life until a couple years ago. Now I love them. I mean, our tastes do change. So don't automatically assume you don't like something just because you didn't like it before. You may like it if you prepare it in a different way. Or even just you may like it because you gave it a try in your adult life, even though you didn't like it as a kid. So I would say you're not getting out of vegetables. You're going to try some, and I guarantee that there will be 1 or 2 that you could adopt that you like. But go out of that comfort zone and give peas a chance. How cheesy was that? That was pretty cheesy. I get cheesier in my old age. I'm like that mom. I see it in myself. I don't know. You guys will have to tell me those of you with kids. Like, sometimes I can see through my son's eyes what I look like, and I'm that, like, cheesy mom who embarrasses him. Like, I can already see it happening. Okay, one more question. I'm running out of time. All right, this question is from Dora. Dora, I would like to know how tall you are and what weight you feel the most comfortable at. What size of clothing does that translate into? I strongly believe in body types, and it seems like we have a very similar weight. It seems like we have that in common. I'm not overweight just yet, but have been struggling with weight all my life. I'm currently 160 pounds and 5'8". So am I. Not feeling happy about it and starting an entire process to lose around 15 pounds by the end of the year. Well, Dora, we are exactly the same. I'm a little over 5'8", and last Weight Watchers meeting, I think I was exactly 160 pounds or 161. I can't remember. But yeah, that's where I've been hovering since having the baby. And you and I are both at the upper ends of our weight chart. So really, we're fine. We're okay. I know it doesn't help. I used to hate when I used to feel fat, and then I would express that, and everyone's like, oh, you're not fat, you don't need to lose weight. Because you know what? It doesn't matter what anybody else thinks. They can think you're too big, they can think you're too small, they can think you need to put on weight, they can think you need to lose weight. What it really comes down to is how you feel in your own skin. And I know that at that weight, I never felt comfortable in my old skin back then. Now, I'm pretty comfortable in this skin. I would like to lose the 15 pounds just like you would, and I think I would feel even more comfortable, but I'm okay here. I'm all right. I'm coming to terms with this, and the dimples on the thighs and the small little belly roll. I'm coming to terms with it. But I think you have to as part of the process. So what I would suggest to you before I even get into your questions is that don't fixate on the 160-pound number, the weight, and don't fixate on your body. Focus on the kind of lifestyle that you want to live that will support the weight that you want to support. Because that's really the key. Because if you just constantly are, I don't feel good about myself, I don't like the way I look, I don't like the number on the scale, then you're perpetrating this negativity that for a lot of us translates into eating more because we're depressed, not doing the things that we like to do. Do you know what I mean? So don't focus on it. Like, I'm trying hard not to focus on my body at all, to look past it and live the life that I want to live. I want to be that person that runs after the kids go to bed. I want to be the person that frolics on the beach with my 5-year-old. I want to do those things, so I look forward to those things instead of focusing on my body. Do you know what I mean? So sorry, I took a little sidebar there. And I feel like I'm all over the place today. You'll have to bear with me. I had a traumatic morning. I don't even want to get into it. But anyway, I am also 5'8", so you're asking, I'm about 5'8.5", and the weight that I feel most comfortable at is about 145 pounds. That's the weight. Again, I was lower than that when I was in my losing phase, and I've been upwards of 210 pounds without the baby. So the weights that I have experienced on my 5'8" frame are 135 all the way up to 225 in college. So I have to say, on that scale, for me, in my body, in my height, I definitely feel the most comfortable where I feel confident and not preoccupied by my body as much at 145. I just feel like I don't know how to explain it. Like, even right now with the extra 15 pounds, I feel my body. Does that make sense? Like, I feel, I don't know how to describe it. I feel like I have an extra layer of fat. Like, I just feel it, and I can feel it. Sometimes I actually feel it, like when I'm running, or I just feel weighed down a little bit. When I was at 145, I didn't. I felt like I was in the body I meant to be in. Do you know what I mean? I think that's very, very personal, and I think everyone has a different weight that they're comfortable at, where they don't feel their body anymore. They're not conscious of it. Am I just talking? Does that make any sense? You guys have to tell me if that makes any sense. But I do agree with you. I think there are body types, and we may be a really similar body type. I've always been kind of taller, a little bit broader shoulders. Definitely not dainty or petite in any way. So we may have that in common. Anyway, I'm looking back through your question to make sure. So your goal is to lose 15 pounds by the end of the year. I think that's a really great goal. You wrote this in January. And that kind of goal, I'm right there with you. My goal is to lose the 15 pounds that I'm carrying after this baby sometime this year. I'm not putting the pressure on it. Would I love to see a loss every week? Yes. But I refuse to get angry if I only lose 0.2 or if I stay the same. Actually, I think last week I was utterly ecstatic because I remained the same. And maintenance is huge for me because for so long, I was only ever in two states, gaining or losing. It was like I didn't understand or know how to maintain. I was either on a diet plan, starving myself down and losing weight, or I was binge eating and eating everything in sight and gaining weight. And there was like no happy medium. So now I'm in the happy medium. You know, I understand what the happy medium feels like. And so if I maintain this weight, even if I maintain this weight for the whole year, that's still a win. That's an accomplishment for someone like me who really did live a majority of her life in either gaining mode or losing mode. Because that means I finally grasp the lifestyle, because I'm not going on some kind of crazy binge diet. or I'm not going on some crash diet, and I'm not binging because I ate too much at lunch. You know what I mean? I'm balanced. I feel like I'm gonna go. I have to go. I'm just like, I'm all over the place. Plus, I only have 2 minutes before the little guy gets off the bus. So I made it. I got my podcast in. Now I need to edit it and get it online sometime before Betty bedtime tonight. See, I told you, cheesy mom. All right, I'm going to go, guys. Thanks so much for watching, and I hope I made a little bit of sense today in my scatterbrained mode. See, I can't even come up with the words I want to say. It's really bad. And I will see you for next week's podcast, where I hopefully will be slightly more organized and in my office. Until then, bye, guys. Thanks for watching.